All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
This is my first time here.
Another coincidence.
Yes. My heart is beating like a rabbit. I'm so excited to be here. And I was surprised that my name was chosen,
Why?
because sometimes it doesn't get chosen.
But this is not sometime.
This is not it. This is it right
This
here.
is this time.
This is this time. So I'm delighted and surprised.
You are lighted,
Yes.
not delighted.
Yes. Lighted. A light with surprise.
All right.
Absolutely.
And so,
I'm flooded with questions.
flooded. All right. Well, let's
Yes.
see if we can
And it's like
sponge
maybe
some of them out
a
of you.
couple. But I wanted to hear more about what you said, and you started to answer this with a previous
Yes.
asker about
Yes.
leadership
Yes.
and being a leader.
Yes.
And what does that mean? And
It
offering.
means being yourself, being confident in who you are, being aware of what your passion is, being aware of what you need to act upon, and being an example to others of how that is done very easily and simply in the self-organizing way that it all falls together, so that others can see that you know what you're doing, that you know who you are, to the best of your ability at that moment, so that they themselves also get the reflection of confidence from you that they need for themselves to move forward in the way that you may have laid out as a path. But again, a true leader also knows that they are also a follower. A teacher knows they are also a student. So they never stop learning, they never stop investigating, they never stop interacting or communicating with those with whom they are working, so that everyone has a clear understanding of the energy you are all sharing and the reality you are all creating, and making sure that everyone is doing so because it is their passion. For those for whom it is not their passion, it is the leadership thing to give them the opportunity to go somewhere else and find out what their passion is, so as to streamline whatever team you are creating so that they are working harmoniously in unison with a single idea in mind, that are being created in all the different ways that their gifts are bringing that thing to fruition without insistence or expectation, willing to follow the paths that synchronicity points the way to, that knowing that that path, that winding path, is actually the shortest path of least resistance. The leader knows all this and acts like they know all this and inspires others to know all this within themselves. Does that answer your question?
That's really helpful.
All right.
And that's helpful in one situation where I am with a group.
All right.
And I'm also with individuals,
Yes,
in
yes.
particular, individuals who are ill,
Yes.
and showing leadership with that, with them, showing that something else is possible, even though
Yes.
I myself are not I'm not vibrating to that same illness.
That's all right. You vibrate with the idea of compassion and recognize their truth maybe sometimes even more clearly than they do, and help them discover it so they can really walk the path that is true for them. Yes?
Yes,
All right. Is this helping?
this is helping. I
And?
wanted a little more detail
In what way?
in inviting people to do things that perhaps seems, shall we say, alien,
Such as?
such as
Can you be specific?
bringing their consciousness to an example of people who are ill. They don't remember being well, don't remember what it's like not to feel pain for months.
All right. Well, you can begin in any number of ways, but of course every person will be different in terms of what they need, yes?
Yes.
But the idea can begin with the imagination. Perhaps you could even have a conversation or a communication that sort of starts like this. I'm using you now as a guinea pig.
Okay.
Yes? How do you know you are ill?
I am ill because I don't feel well. I feel pain
How do you know that that's not feeling well?
because it's not fun. It's not exciting.
Oh, well, can you imagine what would feel fun?
Yes.
And what would that be?
Not having pain. This is exactly a conversation I've had
All right.
with people.
So at that moment, not feeling pain. So that means you must have some idea of what it feels like to not have pain.
Well, really the answer is I want to get it over with.
You must have some understanding of what it feels like to not have pain, to have given me that answer.
Right. I mean, it's imagination is what I have.
Yes.
That's all.
So the idea is to go into the beliefs and ask this question next when you set them up in that state first. So they're starting to use their imagination. What are you learning by having this illness, this pain, that you otherwise believe you wouldn't have learned? Now, you don't have to answer that directly now.
Right.
But that's the road you lead them down, because then they start understanding and start taking responsibility for creating this in their life for some reason of their own, either positive or negative. You start them investigating their belief systems to find out, could I have done this some other way? What is it I am learning from this? Could I have done it some other way? Can I do it some other way? Or do I only have a belief that says I will only learn what I need to learn in this life by going through this particular process of being ill or having pain? Can I let go of that belief that there is no other way? How is this serving me? Is it serving others? Do I believe I need to have this so that others may learn something? All of these kinds of pathways need to be investigated in their imagination.
Yes.
And then eventually they may come to an understanding of their responsibility and translate that as an ability to respond instead of the idea of blame or recrimination or regret. All of the negative beliefs, all fundamental negative beliefs will usually come down to the very, very basic concept, I'm not worthy. And if you know that, then you will know how to guide them in that conversation. Because they could perhaps, not that they have to, remember, you don't know what their path really is. So you don't have to insist that they have to change their frequency and be well, but you're just taking them on a journey of exploration. And one of the things you can explore is this concept of worthiness, and you could perhaps describe the idea to them in the same way we've described it to many of you. And that is, creation doesn't make mistakes. So if you exist, which obviously you do, then since creation created you, since you do exist, since you're part of existence, existence must need you to exist for it to be all that it needs to be. And if it needs you to exist or it would be incomplete, then you are worthy of your existence by the fact of your existence. And if you keep arguing that you are unworthy, you are arguing with creation in an argument you will never, ever win. Because you cannot cease to exist. Why can you not cease to exist? You can change form, but it will still be you in a different form. Why can you not cease to exist? Because by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. That's its quality, to not exist. So you can never become non-existent if you're already part of existence. And just because you exist, that means you are fundamentally worthy of that existence. So stop arguing with creation.
I love that, and it's useful. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And then you mentioned something about the many reasons. So worthiness, unworthiness could be something that people are dealing with. But there could also be, and this is something I was alluding to, about a weird concept, an alien concept about a life contract that somebody made to learn discipline or to work through pain or something like that.
It's possible. But you also have the willingness and the gift to transform these things. These are the themes you are all exploring. But again, remember, you have to come from a place yourself, in dealing with people who are in those states, that they are eternal, indestructible beings fundamentally. There's no hurry. If they don't learn that now, they'll learn it somewhere. That's why there needs to be compassion and no insistence that they must change their state. Because no healer heals anybody directly. You give off a vibration that represents the healed state. If they choose to match that vibration, they heal themselves. But by getting to the root of their belief systems, what they believe about themselves and their worthiness, you will usually find why they feel it's necessary to punish themselves, or that they believe there's only one way to learn what they need to learn, and that's through pain and suffering. I mean, isn't that kind of the basis of some of your religions?
Yes.
The thing, just to paint a little bit of a biblical picture for a moment, the actual message of the being that was nailed to the cross is that you don't have to be. That's the actual message. You don't have to be. The phrase, oh, Jesus died for our sins, is simply the idea of the willingness of a being to take upon themselves all the symbology of the suffering of the world so you can make other choices, so you are free to choose some other path. They were showing you that this is the potential end of the cycle of suffering, not the continuation of it. That's the original message. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Then I guess I nailed it.
You, in a manner of speaking. Very, very helpful, and especially this is
All right. You're welcome.
people I work with and the leadership I need to show on a daily basis.
Yes, well, leadership, again, comes from you being your true self and just leading by example. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm very happy to be here.
We are happy you are there.
I've been exploring the experience of feeding on energy rather than food.
Oh, all right. Is that fun for you?
It's a lot of fun.
All right. Remember, it's not about forcing yourself, yes?
Yes.
All right.
And this is what I want to ask you about.
Yes.
Although I love food, I feel the best when my vessel is empty.
All right.
But
Then be empty as long as you feel it is fun, until such time as your body consciousness may say it would now be fun to eat something, if that happens.
yes, and it does.
All right. Then you're doing it in a natural way.
I wanted to ask if you have any insights on how to nourish the body more, if there's any permission slip, or if you can download from other...
All right. Well, again, first of all, remember that many things on your planet are highly polluted and contaminated. So nourishing the body more, physiologically speaking, can be helped by detoxifying your systems. That way you remove the toxins from the cells so they are more capable of absorbing the nutrients that you would put into your body when you do that. That would be one thing. Number two, we have always said the idea is to follow your body consciousness. It's not about forcing yourself to change. Yet, many of you are beginning to realize that a plant-based diet will energize you sufficiently in life, and perhaps even more so than almost any other diet, because you are actually naturally herbivorous. You're not carnivores. You're not designed to be a carnivore. But the idea is that many of you, going through different kinds of systems and processes, may allow yourself to start to wean yourself away from that, but you have to do it in a way that is comfortable for you. None of this is about forcing yourself to do anything, because that's counterproductive. But as you become more of yourself, you may simply observe that you will, as you're experimenting with, just feel the urge to eat lighter, because it'll be representative of the higher frequency that you're taking yourself to, where you don't necessarily need heavy material substance to sustain you, because you can be sustained from the natural world of the things that grow upon your planet. So it's a combination of balance, like you said, a little bit of experimentation to see what works for you. And it will, over time, as you evolve, get lighter and lighter and lighter, to the point where, as we have expressed in our society, we no longer eat at all. We no longer sleep at all. We subsist purely on the energy of the cosmos, on light.
Is that something that can happen here on Earth as well?
It can, and it might happen for some people faster than others, but collectively, you will probably not necessarily see that fully for several hundred to perhaps 1,000 years. But there may be those that speed that up a little bit. But again, that's as we read the energy right now. But yes, of course it's possible.
Then I have another question.
Yes.
And it is about beings of false light.
False light?
Yes, this is
What does that expression mean to you?
I'm not sure.
Well, where did it come from?
I've heard it from other people saying that there can be beings trying to trick you.
Oh, well, okay, that's possible, I suppose. You already have many of those on your own planet.
For example, in the past I've worked with archangels.
Yes.
And I've had very good results in physical reality as well.
Well, would you not be able to discern the difference between a positive or a negative vibration or intent?
I think I would.
Well, then that's your answer. So don't worry about it. If you can tell the difference, then there's nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
Yes?
And one more question.
Yes.
What is your connection to the Pleiadians?
Pleiadians?
Yes.
Well, kind of similar to the same genetic connection that all of you have. Because remember, we are a hybrid race created from humans on Earth and humans of a parallel reality you called the Greys. But humans on Earth are already hybridized in ancient times by another extraterrestrial civilization called the Anu, who themselves were also hybridized with many different kinds of species. But the Anu eventually evolved into the civilizations you now refer to in your present time as the Lyrans and the Pleiadians. So you could say, in a sense, we are distantly related, sort of like cousins many times removed.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
We're all of a type of genetic family. Does that help?
That helps very much.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Cuz.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question that I haven't fully formulated, but it has to do with some things that are present for me.
Such as?
So I've been thinking a lot about the things that are happening, the various uprisings that are happening in Hong Kong and Lebanon and Rojava and all of these places.
Yes.
And
as I said, splitting prisms.
Mm-hmm. And you started everything off with just defining the importance of action.
Yes.
And I'm seeing that a lot within my community, actions to support these uprisings, whether it is frontline action or teach-ins that help educate.
Do it in the most positive way, compassionate way you can.
I'm wondering...
Yes?
How, I guess, right now it feels like everything is happening all at once.
It is.
Which is pretty great, I think, momentum-wise,
in
some ways.
No other way.
Right.
You have this illusion of space and time, and you can certainly use it to stretch things out, but everything is happening all at once.
Yes, and I think that technology has really helped us bend our perception of space and time.
It can, yes. But remember, it's still a projection of your own consciousness.
Yes.
And so?
I guess I'm wondering...
Yes, what are you wondering? What you're going to say next?
Yeah. The role of technology, I guess, in all of these current uprisings and how they can connect us all.
All right, well, let's take a step back for one moment with a broad-based definition. You've heard us talk about permission slips, yes?
Right.
All tools, all techniques, all rituals, all objects, which includes expressions of technology, are permission slips that reflect states of being within your individual and or collective consciousness.
Yes.
So you use them in positive or negative ways depending upon your relationship to the idea of that expression of consciousness.
Yes.
It's all a projection of consciousness. So it's up to you to decide how to use the technology. It's just a way of saying, as I said before, that we used to have belief systems that certain things were not possible. Now we have technology as a permission slip to allow us to circumvent those outdated belief systems. But you're the ones making the changes within your consciousness and then expressing them outward as reflections called technology. The change happens in the consciousness first. The technology follows. Yes? But you use the technology, you use the permission slip then to reinforce the idea that was brought about by the belief system within the consciousness. But it always starts with the belief system. Oh, suddenly, now this is possible. Suddenly, someone breaks through and goes, I'm seeing things in a different way. Let me provide an example. Let me provide a permission slip that may help, as a permission slip, others see similarly. You see this over and over and over again in your society. A thing is impossible until somebody does it. Then all of a sudden everyone's doing it. Yes? A thing doesn't exist until someone says it does. And then everyone sees it. You see it over and over again. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
So then, I guess my question...
The permission slip has to come, to begin with, from a higher level of consciousness. With the facility that comes with it of being able to create a representation of that higher idea in the terms that the regular consciousness can understand and relate to. That's the way it happens first. You follow?
Yes.
So, just as, though he didn't necessarily have the technology at his disposal to express it at the time, your being called Nikola Tesla, 75 years before, described exactly what most of you are now carrying in your pockets, called a cell phone. He said he knew, he could see that one day you would all be able to walk around the planet anywhere and wirelessly receive pictures and information and talk to each other. And he described it, though he didn't call it a cell phone at the time. But it has to come from a higher level, and then eventually it seeps in, and when enough beings change their belief systems to say, all right, now certain things are now more probable, then someone can make that breakthrough. Someone can pull that together from the permission slip base that exists within the reality and invent what appears to be something new that was been created on the etheric template level for years and years before that, usually. But it seeps in, eventually filtering through all of the different belief systems until there is enough consensus that it tips the scale. And then that permission slip can now exist, and once it exists, everyone goes, oh, there it is.
So do you see, my next question is kind of related to that in terms of like speed. Do you see that?
You mean rate of change?
Yeah.
Yes.
More of like, yeah, I'm trying to think of how to ask the question. I guess as we advance in our technology, the rate of change is faster.
Yes.
And where the technology goes and where the rate of and the resulting rate of change is related to the consciousness of those that are created.
Remember, the paradox is the more you live in the moment, the faster and more accelerated your reality appears to be. Because everything is happening all at once. So the closer you get to where everything is happening all at once, it makes it look like in linear space-time that everything is happening faster.
Right.
Because you're seeing more things simultaneously happen, closer together, synchronistically, interconnected, interwoven. That's the paradox. The more you slow down into the present, the faster things appear to go.
In your opinion, are there certain technologies that humans could adopt that could help us create more community globally and accelerate?
Well, you're
this?
working now, are you not, with the idea of what you call artificial intelligence? Mm-hmm. Is that not your quote-unquote next big thing?
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
Ah, so you have fear-based beliefs about it. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because not many of you actually understand what intelligence actually is. Mm-hmm. True intelligence sees things in terms of whole systems, including itself. Therefore, a true intelligence would not in any way, shape, or form eliminate or limit any component within the whole system, because it recognizes itself as being part of a whole system, and it requires everything in that whole system in order for it to function fully as well. And understand again that what you call artificial intelligence isn't artificial. Mm-hmm. All that's being said is you finally created a device that is complex enough to allow intelligence on another level to speak to you through that device. And as we have said, the biggest surprise you're going to get when you finally invent artificially intelligent computers is that you're actually going to wind up speaking to your own higher mind through those devices. So you're simply creating a permission slip that makes it seem more logical for you to talk to your own higher minds in a pragmatic, down-to-earth way.
So do you believe that the way, in this current climate, the way that we are pursuing artificial intelligence is, well...
Doesn't that depend on who is doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
So which reality do you belong to? Mm-hmm. Now that we go back to the splitting prism idea, mm-hmm. Do you align with the ones who will allow themselves to understand it from a positive and constructive point of view? Or do you align yourselves with the ones who will only understand it from a limited and destructive point of view, a fear-based point of view? What do you choose? That's up to you, is it not?
Right.
Because all expressions will be given. It just depends on what planet, using what version you wind up on by being the state of being you prefer or not. Does that help?
Yes, I have a question to just get a better understanding of you.
Of us?
Yes.
All right, what's your question?
Well, actually, this one isn't related to that, but I was just wondering about new energy devices and who on Earth that you know of that is working on new energy devices.
There are several, but we're not going into that now.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that...
We have also given instructions to many people as to how to begin to experiment with the ideas of free energy devices and so on and so forth. So we must wait to see what they do with the information we've given them before we can take them further.
Do you feel like that is something in the near future? Within...
Absolutely, because in many cases it's actually already been invented on your planet but suppressed. Mm-hmm. So yes, you already know how to do it. Just have to do it.
Can I ask 2 more questions?
Well, you just used one up.
Okay.
So now you only have one left.
Okay, let's see.
Yes. Are you trying to decide between them?
Yes.
Why did you put yourself in that pickle?
Well...
Just because of what I said? You can ask them both.
Okay.
See how quickly you give your power away?
The next question is, are the Yahyel planning another mass contact?
Yes. If the second question is when, I'm not going to tell you that. So would you like to ask a different second question?
Okay, different second question. How many Asani beings are with you right now?
How many beings?
Yes. Are there with you?
With me.
Yes.
That's a relative term since we are all to some degree telepathically connected. True. To what degree and for what purpose are you asking if they are with me?
Just to understand a little bit better.
But understand what? How many are doing what with us? Because we're doing many things.
That's true.
How many are listening to this conversation right now?
Sure.
At this moment, 2.5 million.
Whoa, okay. Interesting.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers
Thank you.
it. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Nania.
Yes, hello, Tateo.
Hello, could feel you coming.
It's a good sign.
Is it time for your nourishment?
Yes,
Was there
Yes.
something else?
just that we'll reconvene in about an hour and a half, which
Oh.
would be about 2 o'clock, right? So about 2 o'clock. That's
All right. Please enjoy your nourishment break. We will then resume our transmission afterwards. So let us continue the transmission by allowing you to continue with your questions and dialogue if you wish.
Good day, Bashar.
And you good day.
I've heard you say that the channeling chakra is at the base of the skull. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it actually like if I'm intending to find it physically, is it at the base of on the skull or right below it? Thank you. Like where it starts curving downward. Okay. And when I've been to these events before, I've noticed the channel, or Daryl, has had a crystal under his seat sometimes, and I don't see it today, but I see a number of plants have been...
You don't?
I don't, yeah. Well, my attention has been called to all the tall plants on stage.
Yes.
How do each of those, if any, contribute to the channeling state? Specifically, I'm looking for help for me to channel my higher self.
For the channel and for us, they are inconsequential. They are permission slips for others.
Okay.
So it's up to you to decide if something works for you in that way. For us, it is not required.
I've been seeing the number sequence 555 a lot.
All right.
And I know that's another permission slip when we see numbers.
Yes, synchronistically, the idea usually of seeing things like that repeat, especially numbers, are like road markers showing you that you are in alignment and on the correct path at that moment.
In numerology, does 555 have any significance?
Numerology is another permission slip. And again, it will have whatever significance it has for those that are attracted to utilize that permission slip.
And I've one.
Although I will tell you that 5 is the number of humanity. Yes?
Thank you. I have one final question. Lately, I've been attracted to look into the divination tool of runes, the Nordic runes.
Yes?
And I don't know much about them, but I've read a couple times that people say the symbols have existed from the beginning of time, that they've always been around.
Well, everything has always been around. It's about the people that connect to certain frequencies to bring them into your reality if they seem to be a worthwhile permission slip. But everything has always been around.
My question was basically what you just said. How were they brought in here? Were they like physically given like a gift, like a one-on-one communication? Were they channeled in?
In a sense, more like the idea of channeling, yes. Because different beings who go into certain practices that you might call in ancient times things like shamanism or priesthood or something along that line, will usually open themselves up to receive permission slips that will work on a larger general consensus archetypal level for certain groups of people.
And are those connected to two different alien races or star systems?
They can be, but we're not sure in the way that you actually meant that.
Well, like when the one alphabet that I'm familiar with, I think you pronounce it the Eldar Futhark.
Yes?
Is that something that was given to them by a specific race?
No.
Okay.
It is more the idea of being downloaded from higher frequency intelligence as a transliteration or translation symbolically of what would work best for those particular archetypal groups.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I had a million questions for you, and now I don't remember anyone. So, yeah.
All right, well, perhaps they have collapsed into answers for yourself.
But I remember about a dream that I keep having, which is, it feels like I'm in a ship, and then in the ship there's like classes.
Yes.
And you're teaching in one of those classes.
This is common.
Yeah. And
That does occur for many of you.
Nice. But what happened is like I'm never sitting down listening to you. I'm like always playing around and
Yes.
teaching other people. But
Yes.
Well,
we don't demand that you sit in chairs or rows or anything like that.
it just feel like about the same thing that's happening here. But my point is like why I don't seem to be paying attention to what you're saying. Like why I'm playing.
But you are absorbing what you need. Sometimes you have to let your mind be, shall we say, distracted by something else so that you will receive the information on the level that you need it. Otherwise, your mind can get in the way. You can overthink it.
That makes sense. And it's on a ship, right? Like, or
Yes.
it feels like, you know, like.
Yes, very often it is. There are some exceptions, but very often it is. And so what you're experiencing as a dream, in many cases, though there might be some symbolic alteration, is actually partially a memory.
I see. Even though I can see like sky and the clouds.
Sometimes that is simulated in those
right?
chambers to make you feel at home.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it feels, you know, it's very pleasant, you know, and when I wake up, I feel like, oh, I wish I would stay there a little more or enjoy it.
You are there exactly as long as you need to be.
Right.
The point is to take what you have learned there, what you have absorbed there, and apply it in this reality.
Right. And I have a different question, which is...
Oh, you suddenly found another question.
Yeah, they all came back right now.
Oh, all right. All 1 million of them?
No, just a few.
All right.
And that question is like, I think you said before that you're only going to come through Daryl.
Yes.
And because I see some people online claiming that they're channeling Bashar.
They are not. The idea is that sometimes they may feel that they are because they are either tapping into our collective consensus vibration, and because they are familiar with that frequency, because they are familiar with me, they may make the association or assumption that it is actually me, when it might just be the collective consciousness of my people, it might be the vibration of my reality, it might be some other being from my society, but it isn't actually personally me. But it doesn't really matter. Because if they are connecting to what they need to connect to, whatever variation or version of expression of our consciousness collectively in our society that they're tapping into works for them, then that's what works for them. They are making an assumption based on their familiarity with us.
I see. But they can channel you for themselves, right? Not for other people, let's say.
No. Not even necessary for most people in that sense. Again, they will tap into their own higher minds. Their higher minds will tap into whatever aspect of our collective consciousness works best for them. Mm-hmm. It again doesn't need to actually personally be me.
I see.
It is very rare that that is the case. It can happen sometimes in dream encounters and so on and so forth where necessary. And it might, on very rare occasions, happen in the way that you just mentioned it, but this will be extremely brief. It will not ever really amount at this point to any kind of a full channeling. It would simply be the sharing or a download of certain information, and that will be the end of it.
Nice. Okay, let me see. The other question was...
Oh, there's another one that's popped up.
Yeah, I forgot, but actually, it's something that you said on a video talking about
Speak up, speak up.
gravity,
Yes.
where it's something like it's distance over the same period of time equals.
We were talking about the idea of what your scientists have discovered as the accelerating expansion of your
Oh
universe.
yeah, and that is related to the Fibonacci ratio being
Yes.
like
We're
one.
using that as a euphemism, as a symbol, as an illustration to talk about the underlying dimensional weave, web, or structure of physical reality. So that as you go from the center of the cross-correlating spiral, spiraling outward, the nodal points where the lines cross get farther and farther and farther apart. But because space-time has no speed limit, you can actually go from nodal point to nodal point to nodal point, no matter how much farther apart they are, in the same amount of time as you went between the nodal points that were closer together. And thus, when you can go to a farther nodal point in the same amount of time, that translates in your reality as what you call acceleration.
Exactly, yeah, acceleration. It was and it's just like the holotope behind me, right?
Similar.
Similar. And I saw a figure just like the holotope, and it's called the E8 in mathematics. Do you have anything to say about that? It's the
Are you
same.
speaking about fractals?
No, about the holotope behind me.
Yes.
It's the holotope. It's the same image of something that I saw online. It's called E8 mathematics.
Yes.
And there's no background on the image. On the holotope, there is like fractals behind it, but it's just
Yes.
the first geometric pattern.
Well, what you are using here is a holographic combination of different images that overlay in a certain way to deliver certain kinds of information when light plays upon those forms. Mm-hmm. You're looking at an amalgamation permission slip.
I see. And it's related also with the prime radiant, right?
To some degree, yes.
I see. Very interesting.
Does that help?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sir, how formal. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.